Hello, heroes. We are back with another episode of Young Heroes of Fate. I am your game master, Zach Hall. We've got a full cast ready for episode 8 of our superpowered Fate Core high school game. Let's go ahead and jump into introducing ourselves, starting with, after the dramatic zoom, Zippy.
Hi, I'm Zippy Zippo. I play Riley Rourke on here, and I was raid boss yesterday. I was Kill Jaden, final boss at the Sunwell.
Slightly frightening.
It is.
Hey, I am Christina Sid. I am playing Nat Jansen. I apparently can implant things in people's minds or take them out. We'll see how that works. Should be fun.
Yeah, we got to test that a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so.
Hi, I'm LB Hackemup, and I am playing Abby Wunzer. She can turn to metal, and she has 2 Doc Ock style or 4 Doc Ock style appendages that come out of her body. So she's the nerd.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Lazy Bones. I'm playing Theo Costa, the guy who's really into hoplite LARP. So his armor held up surprisingly well last week. We'll see how it holds up in the continuing weeks.
And I'm Daddy Warbucks. I'm playing Adam Jones. And I am your socially awkward and withdrawn guy with the healing factor and absorption powers.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah.
Hooray! Hooray, question mark. Let's mention our great sponsors. We are sponsored today by Fantasy Grounds, which you will see somewhere on your screen, where we roll our dice, and it does much more than that, like maps and initiative, and has a bunch of other stuff like that. So if you like running your games on virtual tabletops, check out fantasygrounds.com. You can try it for free. If you like playing in person with people, that's probably what I should have said instead of in people. If you like to play in person with people, and you like to use miniatures, you should get those miniatures from Wayland Games. waylandgames.co.uk. Warhammer, D&D, 40K. Get it all for 20% off. waylandgames.co.uk. And also, our awesome sponsor, Tabletop Loot. You could win free dice just by clicking the Twitter link in chat right now and mashing that retweet button. If we get up to 20 retweets on the tweet that our mods will post in chat, then we'll give away a free set of dice right here for all of our viewers. And you can also just go check out Tabletop Loot and get dice not by winning it, but winning is free stuff's good. And then as always, you can always donate to the channel through things like bits or through the donate link below and impact the game. So if you would like to give £3/$, you can award a player or me the GM a fate point. And then there's more stuff for more money, like $5 I think is automatic crit or something like that. $10 for a pet or wild magic surge that I moderate heavily, just as a heads up. But yes, wild magic surges in a non-fantasy magic setting has always been fun to try to make work. But you can impact the story. So if you want to make things really difficult, you can give us give the players pets. Are we calling Ogthalic a pet, or is he just more like a second PC that Zippy gets to play?
A roommate. He's a roommate.
Roommate. Yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead and just get into it. We are in the year 2008. And our students have been given powers through a magical, mystic, probably not mystic, probably extremely scientific, if LB and Abby have anything to say about it, a fog that seemed to change something in our PCs and others around them. And for the past little bit, our players have been trying to stay on the DL and failing. They have wrecked school buses. They have made SWAT teams go to sleep. They have trounced their way through suburban neighborhoods, taken the front off of homes, and berated friends, family members who were probably and or were shitty pieces of crap. But not so much on the DL. And so after confronting one of their friends' family members, they have decided to head over to their high school and use the school's biolab to I don't know. We'll have to see what they're going to do. So we're gonna just hop in where you guys have, using Abby's mom's faculty pass, gotten into the building. It is Sunday night. Yes, it is Sunday night. No, it's Saturday night because
Still Saturday. We haven't slept yet. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's been a little over 48 hours since the initial event. It is Saturday night, so you guys have this evening and potentially all of another day before the building is going to open back up again to be a school. So you guys have discussed among yourselves outside of the games, I believe, some plans. So what are we doing, guys?
Well, Abby is going to kind of ask everyone what they want to do as far as training goes. She has some ideas of what she wants to do with people, but she's definitely not the kind of person that's going to like, oh yeah, let's just do this.
Well, did you have any like samples and stuff that you needed to do? Like, did you need to test us like that?
I mean, there are tests that I can run. I ran some on Adam's DNA a little bit ago, but
If you think it'll help.
I would like to get a DNA sample from everyone. That way I can kind of see what's the same.
I trust you to not sell it off, so yeah, that's fine.
How long has this been after the Giga Og?
Yes, right. It's still unconscious.
I'll let you guys decide. Like,
hey, where do you guys want Riley?
I feel like if it's relatively after, not like the next day, Riley's still unconscious.
Okay, yeah, it's probably only been maybe an hour, 90 minutes after you passed out in the road outside of Dylan's family house after Og went mega Og and had to be put down a little bit.
Whoever is carrying or sees Riley, you notice that he doesn't have his jacket on, but you never saw him take it off.
Well,
That's a problem we'll have to deal with later.
where do we want him?
There's a clean room.
I mean, this room's pretty clean.
It's the room that you like wash down in after you've dealt with chemicals.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe we should just put him on like a table or something where we can know when he wakes up.
Okay.
Maybe that would be best.
Yeah, there's a long stainless steel type table kind of along the back wall that doesn't have too many tools and equipment on it. It looks like the shelf underneath it is just full of like textbooks that the students this school year will probably be using. But there's a empty spot where Riley can be deposited.
Just in case, because I don't know about the rest of you, but I'd like to have some words when he wakes up.
Yeah.
he did kind of destroy my bathroom window, so that's a not cool move.
He tried to kill someone? Are we just gonna...
I mean, I'm not surprised at that, but
Yeah, Divia's gonna like kind of perk up after Theo mentions his bathroom window, and she goes, "Dude, priorities." And
That's the takeaway
insurance.
here. Like you almost murdered, his whole family, but your window is really important.
it is, man. Look, people are going to see me pooping. I don't.
Let's move on. All right.
It's about this
Cross
time,
that
Theo,
one.
where you hear a audible ring and vibrate in your jean pocket. It's your cell phone, and you look at the caller ID, and it's your dad.
What's up, pops?
Hey, know it's Saturday night, but didn't see a note or see. Are you out tonight? Just got home from work and didn't see you here, and looks like maybe had some friends over at one point.
Yeah,
just
had a couple friends over just hanging out. Hey, I'm actually working on a school project right now. It's a big science project. Wanted to get an early jump on it. Try and get that extra credit. You know how it can be, right?
yeah. Surprised that you have a project already, since the first day of class isn't till Monday. But hey,
Well,
if you say you've got a science project to work on, then
Yeah, it's an extra credit thing in the syllabus.
cool. Anybody I know?
Yeah, I'm here with Nat Jensen. The one that runs the entire school.
I think I've seen her on stage before.
Yeah, she's
Maybe a pep
around.
rally at one point.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's-
are you coming home tonight at some point, or will you not be here when I get up to go to work?
I'll shoot you a text if I'm out much later. Like approximately what time is it?
Like
Like
your
if he
dad
got
works
off from work,
swings,
it'd be like
so he
11.
get. Yeah, like it's probably somewhere between 10:30 and 11.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll shoot you a text if I'm out much later than like 1.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, Brian says hi too. And then snap and shut.
Why would you tell him to with me if he even saw the news today?
What? He just knows.
Your face
Doesn't
and my
know
face
what-
have been plastered all over the news.
Well, I mean, it's not like they're going to be able to catch us.
Oh, all right. Fine, forget it. Abby, you need samples, yeah?
Yeah. If I know we kind of haven't eaten yet. I don't have a ton of food. There's like granola, and there's like power bars in the fridge. If anyone's hungry.
I've got a.
There's
I
a
have-
couple of snack and drink machine. This is 2008, before schools weren't allowed to sell sodas in the cafeteria. So you guys know your way through the school. If you want to, you can make your way down to the cafeteria and alleviate yourself of the vending machines.
I still have my jug of coffee and probably
Oh,
fruit
yeah.
snacks or something in her backpack.
Man, all of my stuff is still in my car.
What do you need?
I don't know. Some sort of snack. I had some power bars in there. But
Pulls out fruit snack.
thanks.
Back unprepared. No problem.
Hey,
Gabby says there's more.
Is everybody's tummy
I'm-
satisfied now? Can we get back to work, please?
All right.
yeah. All right. Nat, I'm sorry. I'm a dumbass. But we'll,
I don't think any of us are used to having our faces plastered all over, the news and everything. So it's understandable.
I mean, I thought I would, but not for that sort of reason.
Yeah, well. All right. What do we need to do?
Well, probably cheek swabs, and I'll need a hair sample just so I can get kind of a history of your DNA.
Okay.
And then I think we should run some tests that have to do with like our powers. So whatever you guys think.
Okay.
Like how?
Well, when we were working before Adam, I just took a sample of your skin to see if I could put it through a stress test and see how far I can go. But I mean, I already know a lot about your power, but that whole, manipulation of energy thing, that could be something we could do.
Yeah, and I don't really know how I can. I don't know how to do it. Like it just kind of happens, and he kind of looks over at all the machines. And I don't want to get too close because I might break them.
I guess that's a good idea.
Maybe I'll just stay over here.
There's some batteries that you could test. Go in the
batteries.
Yeah, like drawing power from the batteries and then seeing how well you can manipulate that power.
Just
Manipulate into what?
Just like the positive end of a giant D battery.
Are they like?
Complete the circuit.
Okay. All right. Where are these batteries?
In that cabinet behind you, there's a drawer labeled batteries.
So I'm gonna walk over and he opens up the cabinet and he starts looking around, and I'm assuming there's like a box with like AA batteries, just dozens of packs used for all the equipment and machines. So I'm gonna take them and I'll line them up on the table, right, and just kind of crack the cellophane so they're all like standing in a brick. And then I'm going to put my hands over all the tops and shut my eyes. And
I told
why isn't
you
it doing
just
anything?
one at a time.
But it's not doing anything. How do I?
Maybe you need an electric current. Try plugging them into a calculator.
A calculator?
Or if you hold both ends.
So I'm gonna grab it and then I'll hold both ends, and it tingles.
I'm not gonna say it, but that's what she said. Abby doesn't say that.
You hold it there kind of between your fingers for like 10, 12 seconds before your thumb and middle fingers start to go numb. But you don't feel anything power-y. Just there's an electric current running through my hand right now.
Batteries are interesting because when I was in theater in college, to learn about what you're not supposed to do with 9-volt batteries, we take 2 9-volt batteries and plug them into each other. You'd think that they'd explode. They don't. They just get really hot and their seams break and all the acid falls out. So I feel like if he was absorbing energy from the battery, it would just get really hot because he'd be becoming his own circuit.
That'll work because I can absorb heat. So let's say, like, theoretically, I'm trying to absorb the electricity, right? Because that's why we got them. There's electric, but there's no electricity, right? There's no circuit. Instead, the chemicals are activating. They get hot, and then eventually, you see that the heat just eventually combusts, and his hand is just on fire. He's like, "Oh God, guys, help! What do I do now?"
Fire extinguisher! Fire extinguisher! Now we'll
Abby's like been
fire
standing there with one for like 5 seconds.
Look at it. She's got it.
Don't just look at it.
She activates it.
Ugh.
So then I'm standing there with my now burnt and charred hand. Just
Shit, are you?
maybe we shouldn't do this.
Yeah, let's go do this outside. That seems.
Divya's going to point out the Kim shower in the clean room and be like, do you need to go wash off? Like, is your arm okay?
I guess now I'm covered in fire extinguisher.
Not very good at aiming, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like a fine powder. Yeah.
Maybe I should go change or something. And I'm just kind of like shaking my hand like it hurts. Like
All right, how much with y'all's tests, how much do you guys want to go into like a lot of detail and RP for this? You guys can narrate it and just we can go by it, or I can have LB make a roll for Abby, and depending on the roll, I'll give you guys some information. But if there's something that you guys actually want to like experiment with and like see, let me know.
I think that works if it's appropriate.
I mean, I'm going to roll a notice check to see if Theo realizes that the leather jacket's gone on Riley.
Okay. That's I'm probably going to make it. It's a like a 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's a relatively easy check.
Yeah,
he's not wearing the jacket. There's no.
It's like one of those change blindness things.
You literally you roll blanks on all 4 dice.
Yes,
Wow.
I did. And on notice, so that is a 1.
Yeah, you notice that Riley is missing the one thing that you've been seeing him wear constantly for the past 48 hours.
Hey guys.
What?
The jacket's not here. Og is not here.
Go
it in the
over to
car?
Riley.
Yeah, I like do one of these to Riley, like, hey, buddy.
He's
Selling
unresponsive.
felts.
Just like honestly, like just looking around, like, is he laying on it? Maybe. Like,
Og! I'll walk out in the hallway. Og!
shit. They're a package deal, so I don't think
Zippy,
I'll run off anywhere.
How out is Riley right now?
I feel like Riley is. He just exerted a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Because he is in this. We'll tie it in with Venom and Eddie. He is in a symbiotic relationship with Og.
Right.
You know, Og uses his body, he uses Og's body. They both use each other's energies. But when Og decided to jump the gun and hyperform without Riley being prepared, it turned into Giga Og. So he's out. Like, he just went on a 2-day bender.
Right.
Just nonstop drink.
Okay. And just for the characters won't know, but for the players' knowledge, is the jacket gone and Og, like, I'm just curious.
Player knowledge is Og receded into Riley.
Okay. Cool. That's good for me to know. Thank you.
Because before, Og was just this internal entity. He shapeshifted basically into the jacket so he can communicate with other people. So he consumed the jacket, but now, since he wants to go back to being an internal entity, the jacket's not there.
Cool. Yeah. So Nat, Abby, he is Riley's unresponsive. Abby, I feel like Abby's one of her first instincts is I mean, do some checks, but at the same time, it's
Yeah.
like, well, I don't know how concerned she is with maybe the ethics of taking biosamples from someone who can't give consent, but
Yeah, I want to make sure he's alive, and then I'll take biosamples from him. It'd probably be easier than having to ask him, friggin' run his mouth.
potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So
He is alive, though, right?
Yeah, he's alive. He's got a steady pulse. It's not thready. It's normal, normal pumping, normal heart rate. If you wanted to do like blood pressure's standard for an 17, 18-year-old that smokes, and potentially other whatever Riley's up to.
Yeah.
But
Only weed. He don't fuck with all that other shit.
that's good to hear. I'm proud of him.
Proud of you, Riley.
Just
Proud
way
of
to
you.
draw the line.
So it's going to be a few minutes before Adam kind of gets cleaned up. Adam, you also realize that you're only like a building away from your own dorm room. So if you didn't want to, say, declothe and take a shower in the the biolab's clean room, you could go to your own room where you have things like, I don't know, change of clothes.
I
Privacy.
certainly would then, because even if I did go to the clean room, they don't have clothes there, would they?
No.
They would just have.
I mean,
like,
there might be
lab-
some
yeah.
like I would imagine maybe
A
like
lab coat
hospital
or something.
gowns,
Right.
scrubs.
So
but,
since I don't have all the current clothes I'm wearing are covered in the fire extinguisher, I would go back to the dorm.
Okay. As he's leaving, I think Abby would kind of chase him out in the hallway real quick and just, hey, I just want to say I'm sorry. I mean, for this.
Well,
And
what?
well, earlier when we were talking, I didn't mean it in a mean way when we were talking about going to the place, you know.
Yeah. I know. It's okay. And he just turns around and
Okay.
it's okay. And he just keeps walking.
She'll kind of wait and then go back inside.
Aw.
All right, so Riley's passed out for probably
Mhm.
potentially the evening. We'll kind of see if anything
Mhm.
startles Riley awake. Adam's gone back to his room to change, clean himself up. What are the rest of you? I'll let Divya and Franklin are both their game for whatever. Franklin is tired and would like to go to bed, and Divya has not stayed up this late that wasn't cramming for a test. So the idea of being out with friends at 11 p.m. on a Saturday night is a new experience for her. So she's just kind of a little awkward, and outside of peanut gallery comments that seem to be just poking fun of Theo, she's pretty quiet.
Okay. And Dylan's there, right?
Yes, Dylan is there, and we'll say that he's probably spent. He has not said anything or kind of been engaged with any of this process. He might have. Actually, he's probably just now coming back from the bathroom, where you can tell that he's kind of like cleaned up his face, and because he didn't really have a chance before you guys darted out threatening his uncle with murder. so he's kind of cleaning himself up. He's kind of done that like 14-year-old boy thing where he's basically just wet his hair and slicked it back because that's, I mean, potentially his only level of hygiene that he is really aware of at this point. So, but he's still quiet and just trying to like stay in a corner, not really talking that much.
Okay. Abby will go around and take cheek swabs from everyone, and if they'll let her take a skin sample, she'll do that. I think with Divya, she'll ask her if she can like talk to her machines a little bit and make sure they're all like working properly and doing all the things they should, and ask why the mass spectrometer is such a dick all the time, but not in so many words.
Does any of this get logged somewhere? Like, does this info get saved onto these machines?
Yeah, but we can delete the memory.
Maybe we should do that.
When Abigail approaches Riley to get a cheek swab, as the swab starts getting close to Riley's mouth, a white mask of Ogthalic just plasters itself over Riley's face, and you see two red eyes just staring at you.
What?
Nothing is said, and then goes away.
What?
What
Come
happened?
on. He's just lying there. He's not that scary.
What did he do?
The face thing came up when I went to swab his mouth.
Yeah. I walk up to Riley again and give him again, just like, come on. Riley, quit fucking around, dude.
He's unresponsive.
I'm going to put my face really close to his face.
Nothing.
I
Are you going to go for another swab?
yeah, I'm watching.
Big teeth clenched down and make it look like kind of like the Joker like smile, but of just like nothing but teeth and just shadow. And then it looks like the jaw is locked.
I hold up a fruit snack over the mouth and drop it. So just like
on his forehead, another mouth opens. Eats it.
Damn it.
we found dog.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't go anywhere.
Are you awake?
The mask. Food.
Ooh. Can someone grab a
Another
protein
fruit
bar
snack.
from the fridge?
Yeah, just
Yeah. I'll get a protein bar or something.
Blood. Fear. Anger. Remorse. Depression. All of these things I find delicious. Your protein bar is insufficient. Bring me something live.
Okay. Abby's gonna take a tea cloth and just put it over Riley's face. All right.
I can just see like it looks like two red LEDs are just like lighting up behind the tea cloth.
And Abby's not gonna go over there again. But she'll kind of teach Dylan. I mean, she'll be doing things as far as like getting machines going and all that sort of stuff. If Dylan wants to help her, she's not gonna like teach him how to do it, but if he knows what to do, she'll let him do it.
Abby, you are probably one of like maybe 3 or 4 people in the building that know how all of this works, and you might be one of maybe 2 students. Okay. Everybody else is like teachers and faculty members, and they themselves probably had to like go get special training on how to work all this stuff when it was donated and installed to the school. So no, Dylan does not know how any of this works, and he seems willing to help, but you quickly realize that outside of like passing, test tubes to you, and even then you ask for a specific type of like glassware, and he just hands you something just obviously unhelpful to the situation. Just
He is a freshman. He hasn't even had like first level, high school biology yet.
Yeah. She's gonna get a little frustrated, but she also understands that he's been through a lot today. So she'll let him. She'll try to be patient, and oh no, that's not the right one. The taller one.
all right. So with his not helpful help, it will probably take you it might take you an hour or so to kind of go through all the process to kind of get the equipment going and dipping the samples into the proper solutions and have the centrifuges and spectrometers and
The
microscopes and blah blah that stuff.
Hey.
So
Dylan,
Computer stuff.
throw something.
Science.
Yeah, Dylan, hey, throw something at me. It'll be really cool, I promise.
Please don't do that.
Hey.
If you're gonna,
I flash into my armor.
Oh God! In the lab. Why don't we take this sort of thing outside? Why don't Franklin? You want to come with us too? I think I have an idea for this.
about to say like the gym, the weight room, the track outside all seems like
Let's head to the track.
spot.
I think the track would be a really great spot. Yeah.
Okay. So Divya is going to stay in the lab. So right now in the lab is Abby, Dylan, Divya, and Riley passed out in the back. Adam, you're going to, if you want to, you can exit the building around the same time that you see the second group head out to the track, which is kind of just beyond the dormitories. That's up to you.
To go outside with the rest of them, and no,
You can see them going
Instead-
outside, or you can go back into the main building. You can do whatever you like.
I would head back into the main building in the lab.
Okay. Abby, can you go ahead and roll lore for me? So
Yeah.
this one roll is going to kind of summarize how much info you're going to kind of get. I'm going to make this a superb difficulty, so you're going to need a +5.
Okay. So this is using my theory and practice because this is a biochem thing, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you're-
3
Yeah.
plus 3 plus 6.
Woohoo!
Like lore's like
Yes.
your apex
Science
skill.
shit up.
So let me go ahead and give you guys.
Yeah, you guys get that on fight. I get that in smarts.
Yeah.
Dude,
Let me give you guys a little bit of like info that Abby, you can distill this to. I would say the people in the lab automatically know all this, and then it's kind of up to you to kind of explain it or disseminate info to the second group outside of Theo, Nat, and Franklin. I think that was it.
Yeah.
So comparing older DNA found in everybody's hair strands with their current DNA found in cheek swabs, and you're able to get your own skin cells since you seem to be one of the few that has like a outward transformation that you can undergo. There is something has been added to each of your DNA, that there are extra genomes that aren't there in your older DNA samples, like in the hair. So it seems like something has basically been tacked on top of the existing standard human DNA. With that kind of style, succeeding with style roll, that I'll tell you that it seems just about the same for everybody. So it seems that the same added genetic code is manifesting itself in different ways for different people. So Theo's is a little different than everyone else's, but he still has some kind of additional DNA, but there was something there that is a little different in his older hair samples too. So for most folks, it's like X plus Y. With Theo, it's more like Z plus Y. There's something, his was a little different than the normal person's genome to begin with, and this added genome has kind of like tacked on top of that and triggered something.
Demigod.
You would have you weren't able to get a sample from Riley, but educated guess, you would imagine something similar in Riley's genome too. Of he had something different that got kind of activated / triggered with the extra genome. But for folks like you, Divya, Adam, Nat, Franklin, something was just tacked on to your normal standard human genome, and it's manifesting itself in kind of extra ways. There things like CRISPR and DNA sequencing and editing is not a thing as far as you know. So this is something plucked out of science fiction as far as you know. And you like reading medical journals. This is like on this level of genome editing is has been purely theoretical, and people guesstimate, hey, we might be there in 20-30 years, not a single aerosol chemical seemed to do this to a large group of people all at one time.
Okay. Yeah, I'll relay that to everyone, and Abby's just like super jazzed, or to the people in the lab. And Abby's like super, like you've never seen her this excited when she's talking about something.
Yeah. I just rolled for Divya because she kind of heard you guys talking about information being saved. And you guys have had conversations about main industries, and you know, their logo was on the door. They're the ones that donated all of this info. She's going to tell you guys that she has found sniffing through the network data that goes in and out of all of this super high-tech equipment. And Abby, you actually remember that when they were installing all of this, they had to bring in this kind of new fancy tech called like fiber internet into the school building when this lab was installed. in order to be able to handle all of the network speeds and utilize cloud computing for all this stuff.
Yeah.
But Divya, she sits in front of a computer and just kind of rests her hands on the keyboard, but doesn't actually do any typing. But you can see the machine reacting to her as if she was inputting things into the machine. And after like 5-10 minutes, she tells you guys, just a heads up, all of this data is getting sent to a remote location automatically.
What?
Yep, just a thought, something
Can you
I,
stop that?
maybe give me a few minutes, but no guarantees. The guy, or not guy, the network administrator that I'm talking to currently seems to be a little on the hard ass side. So I'm working on it.
Can you get this information out of where it is?
Again, imagine, so all of this stuff is essentially, you guys remember going to the Whitewater Center a few years ago for that field trip? And it feels like a river all going in one direction. I don't think there's just a switch, or I don't know if I can just tell, hey, start flowing the other direction. But I'll see what I can do. First time surfing the internet like this.
Should we like unplug everything? Abby unplugs the mass spectrometer like first thing.
What are you doing?
Oh God, there's so many
Adam
processes that I should have gone through that to power that down. What was I thinking?
During
Why are you
mass
unplugging
hysteria
everything?
of this? Who is over by Riley?
Nobody.
No one.
Riley has been forgotten in this moment.
The new
That's not
Jurassic
good.
Parks,
How'd you say
when
that?
when Chris Pratt has to take his tranquilized body and try to get over and around things away from lava. Og is going to manifest itself around the joints of Riley and start controlling Riley in this puppet-like manner. As
Like a Weekend at Bernie's style, just kind of
trying to
Walking.
like what's that game where you have to use WASD to control
Octodad?
different yeah, exactly. He's going to try to get out the door. He's going to try to sneak past everyone and get out the door.
okay. Roll stealth.
Roll.
That's a 0.
Yeah. You Abby's kind of freaking out, and she's starting she's not yelling, it's just that her volume has increased. Like
What's happening?
And all of a sudden you kind of hear this clink, 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 and you see Riley has kind of like banged up against a cabinet in the back full of like glassware, and there's he's still trying to like get out the back door, but he doesn't realize that there's like one of those press to exit buttons to like get into the clean room.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to like push his way through, but it's just very floppy.
That's an emergency exit. Please don't hit that. The alarm will go off.
I'm gonna run over and try to get him and help him.
Is he still like visibly asleep?
Yeah. Og's mask is over him. the two red eyes, there are like black. I want to say just pools of shadow just around the major joints. So he kind of like walks as if he's being controlled like a marionette. And when Adam comes over, he's like, yes. And as he gets closer, a giant mouth opens in Riley's chest.
I'm gonna stop and just kind of put my hands out, like, hey, whoa, knock it off, man. It's me.
Food.
Right,
and as he
go back on the floor, then
as he continues to chant this, the pools start to cover Riley's body, and he starts to grow. Food, until he's full Og.
okay,
Abby is going to grab.
guys.
She's going to grab a scalpel. What in the lab would be silver? Did we decide we figured that out?
We did, yeah. I told you guys.
Okay.
God damn it, me and Theo weren't there. Shit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so Abby, you're looking for something silver in the lab?
Yeah.
Roll a
I just Googled it and I just got a bunch of dogs. Ah.
silver lab. Is that what
That's
you
silver lab.
Yes. Throw one of those at Riley. That'll make the problem go away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so there's
So, Nat, what do you think's going on up there?
I was about to shift our scene over. So yeah, Alex is hungry and is letting the lab know about it at the same time that Abby has been disregarding all of her safety procedures when turning the power off in the lab. Nat, Theo, and Franklin, you guys are walking over to the walking over outside to the track. There aren't any lights on, so there's like the standard safety lights just around the exterior of the buildings that you guys can use to get around with, but it's gonna, if you guys want to try to find, or if maybe Theo or Franklin knows where the lights are, you guys can try to turn the lights on.
Yeah,
I
what sort of
figure
role would
between
that
the
be?
two of them,
Yeah.
Theo might have been fucking around out here at some point, and Franklin may legitimately have been out here at some point, like practicing after hours.
Yeah, Franklin will say that he's got his coach gave him a key to the field house to be able to kind of go in and out, and his chest kind of swells up, and he's like, I mean, when you're all conference champ, there's perks. What am I gonna say?
We know, Franklin. We know.
I just thought I'd mention it. It had been like a couple hours since I last had, so I just wanted to remind everybody.
You are a supreme athlete. No one is saying otherwise.
Yeah,
That
I'm
was
sure
before I
those
got
100 points of
superpowers
extra
and
credit
became a superhero. So
I'm sure those 100 points of extra credit you get in every class help out too, buddy.
Hey, I'm just here for the athletic scholarships, my man.
No, I get you.
Well, I thought between the two of you, you might manage to see, I don't know, how fast you are.
Oh,
Just a thought.
Are we racing? You want me and Theo to race?
Right.
Sure.
Crack my neck.
I mean, I can. I feel bad. I feel like, Theo's going to have to explain to his dad about a broken window, and then I'm going to embarrass him in front of you like this. It's been a rough day, Theo. If you just want to admit, we know.
The male ego is an astonishing thing. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'll go stand over here because there's obviously not enough room for you and your ego on this track.
That's true. It takes up 4 lanes.
Yeah, I'll say.
Wow. All right. So I'm going go over there now, and
Yeah.
I'll signal, and then powers, whatever you want to do, we'll see who can get there the fastest, and
That's
we'll see
cool.
what
Theo,
happens.
you take the inside track, and I'll stick around the outside. Just to try to like even things up a little bit.
I think I'm better on straightaways. Let's just do the dash.
I mean, sure, that's I'm
Amazing.
more of a long haul kind of runner, cross country guy myself. Pretty quick average mile. Did I mention it was sub 5? Just wanted to.
No, it's just walking like, oh my God, what have I done? This is, I don't know if this is funny or not. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, Franklin
You
starts
get a
kind of
text
stretching out
message,
his
Nat.
Achilles.
Nat gets a text
What's that?
message that says, "Take notes" from Abby.
Of course, we'll do.
So Franklin's like over kind of like stretching out his Achilles, kind of doing, I'm not an athlete, so I'm assuming there's some trunk rotations involved, but doing athlete stuff, getting warmed up.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just in my armor. I guess I'm standing there just like flipping my sword. Just, what? Are we going to do this?
Yeah,
All right,
just wanted to, point out I'm long range, don't have my running shoes on, just pointing it out. No big deal.
No, I guess
All right, buddy.
go to the very far end of the track at that point.
Okay. All right.
One of these.
Yes, exactly. What? I mean, I'm assuming this is going to be an athletic skill, and we're
Okay.
literally just going to compare
Yeah.
scores. Let me pull
Alrighty.
up Franklin's.
Well, nope.
Let me pull up Franklin's sheet because I freed it. Franklin has a +4. Super agility. Power 2 is +2 to athletics involving moving quickly. So there's that.
Zach, I think he wins.
I have to do him right. So that's going to be a +6 to the roll for Frank.
I got a big fat 0 total.
Okay, he's going to
Total?
roll a +6.
Oh no.
So
Do you trip at the start?
I'm thinking I jump way too far and make a crater in the parking lot.
So are you going for like a hero jump? Like you're not even going to attempt to run. You're just going to
No, I'm not even going to
to.
try to run. I'm just trying to do one leap across the entire length of the track,
Okay.
and
Amazing.
I put too much gusto behind it. And
Okay.
with a thunder crack behind me, I think I just skid from Hancock. Like anytime he lands from that
Don't
Will
remind
Smith
me of that movie,
Hancock,
please.
and he lands and slides 15 feet in the concrete.
Yeah, you absolutely do a. Trying to think of a pop culture reference that isn't that movie. I'm sure Deadpool does something stupid like that.
That came out in 2008, July.
Hancock
Hancock
did?
did?
Oh,
That's a brand new superhero movie for
With
you
the
guys.
Topical reference.
Topical reference.
Very topical reference.
yes.
Hancock was my favorite movie.
Are you serious? Oh,
Yeah. It was
Anyway.
good.
Look, man, it had its flaws, but showing a broken superhero was new at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
That's true.
Because when did Iron Man come out? 2008?
2008.
Yeah, the same
towards
year.
the
Yeah.
what was it
Probably
towards
towards
the
the end.
summer?
It's like May, I think.
Yeah. Wow. Who'd have thought that
May,
like
yeah.
one movie we think about all the time, and the other I literally haven't thought of in over a decade.
The only reason why you think about it all the time is because of the MCU. If Hancock had a
and I'm a
cinematic
fanboy.
universe, you probably, yeah.
And I'm
This
a
is true.
fanboy. I've
But it
no
doesn't.
qualms.
What
So
would the cinematic universe look like?
I mean,
The
wouldn't
DC
it be
universe?
American Gods?
So, before we get Zippy on a tangent, because we heard one of his in pre-stream
Don't
lobby.
get me started about Ravnica. Ravnica's my shit, yo.
Encyclopedic knowledge. It's incredible.
Encyclopedic
It's
knowledge.
incredible.
Send him a tweet if you want to hear about it. Tune into a stream. But anyway, Theo goes diving headlong into asphalt and creates a 10, 12-foot long crevice / crater in the student parking lot next to the track and field. And Nat, you put your hands down, but you like kind of maybe you like turned your head at just as you were
Probably
doing it,
flinching, like, oh God, what have I done?
but like you bring your hands down, you kind of like squint and look up, and Franklin is standing next to you, like facing in the same direction you are. Like he's already next to you, probably, I don't know, 150, 175 yards. He just traveled in, I don't know, a couple seconds. Don't hold me to the math. This is cool.
No. Well, actually, Nat could do the math in her head instantaneously, so that's what she's going to do.
She knows it's fast.
She knows it's very fast. She's going to break it down really quick and then send a text really quick to Abby.
Yeah.
Like, per second.
Yeah. Nat's going to send it in empirical, and Abby's going to be slightly frustrated it wasn't in metric, but then do the quick conversion on her own. Theo, it takes you a couple seconds to kind of like get up and out of the skidding asphalt crater you've created. Dump out your sandals and your helmet. So that went well. Notes were taken, and someone's head is about to get bigger, and it's all y'all's fault. Back in the lab, Ogthalic wants to eat something / someone.
You notice that Ogthalic looks emaciated. You could see his ribs push against his black skin. The vertebrae on his spine is very pronounced. In his tail, it looks very skinny. He looks starved. This is different from any other Ogthalic that looks kind of like hulkish, very meaty. This is like almost zombie Ogthalic, and he is only chanting one thing: food, as he starts to push past people and start heading towards the door.
How upset is he?
He is very upset. His eyes are red.
You're gonna get your kind of like your synthetic bond with Ogthalic is gonna ping a little bit, and you're gonna know immediately that Riley, Og at least, is awake and feels strongly about something.
Oh.
She'll start to feel hungry, like very hungry. Like
your stomach growls.
If she does not get food, she is going to go into a hangry rage.
Oh, that's real bad. she gets very angry, and that would be very, very bad. Oh no. Guys, we need to get back to the lab like right now.
Why? What's up?
Og's up.
Franklin's going to look at you and go, should I wait for you or should I run ahead?
Take me. Hello.
He all of a sudden is even in the like bright fluorescent lights of the track that honestly they're still taking a few minutes to warm up. You can see like his cheeks get like real dark red.
Oh my god! I mean, take me with you to the lab.
right. Come on.
No, yeah,
come on.
I understood. I was just that.
Let's start.
Yeah, let's go. Theo's gonna superhero leap, and Franklin is the only thing he can think of, Nat, is for you to like get on his back for like a piggyback ride. He's like,
Why not?
Go hop on. But and his voice dropped like half an octave when he said it. So you guys start sprinting back to the main building to get to the lab. Og, you're trying to get out of the lab, like back into the hallway.
Yeah.
All right.
He's going to search for food.
All right. I will say that Dylan and Divya do not get in Ogthalic's way. In fact, Dylan has
Already opened the door.
he's basically like he's moving through the room to put as many tables and like furniture in between himself and Ogthalic.
I smell fear food. And he like turns and looks at Dylan.
No. The only food that's in here is vegan food. You can't eat anything in here. Go to the cafeteria.
Food.
Dylan's gonna go invisible. So you guys look all kind of like once Ogthalic kind of turned around and locked, kind of like zoned in on Dylan. You're all gonna see his eyes go wide, and then in like the space of a couple seconds, he just fades away, and there is nothing there now.
Abby is going to take the scalpel that she have, and she's going to cut her arm, and then she's going to try and start leading him towards the cafeteria.
Abby!
And like
He wants blood.
like a great white shark, you have his attention.
Come on, this way.
He reaches for you.
Ugh.
Is there a window in the lab?
Couple windows.
So,
I would say
Adam,
that it
at
would
this
be
point-
easy for you, Theo, to kind of know what the lab is because it's the only room with lights on in the building.
Yeah, are we there yet?
There are no windows to the lab.
Just kidding. Abby is
Sorry,
spoken, and there's no windows to the lab.
It's like her cave. That's
I see. Okay.
Makes sense.
So he goes and he picks her up.
He's attempting to reach for him, but he's very hungry.
Yeah, and he's weak, right?
So then
Essentially,
I'm going to move in the way, and you see that from my pocket I produced Riley's knife. You stop it.
Look, he's just hungry. We just have to lead him to the cafeteria. It'll be fine. Come on, boy.
He's crazy. You don't know who or what he'll hurt along the way.
Well, if you stay out of the way, he won't hurt you. I have metal skin, remember?
He won't hurt me either. I'll be fine.
Well, then come with me. She's backing
Okay,
up.
so I'm gonna keep it and hold it, but I'm just gonna kind of trail behind.
Yeah, I'll try and stay just out of his range.
yeah, he's kind of like walking very slow, but anytime you stop and hesitate, he reaches.
Yeah,
Because this is all
And she'll-
instinct. He's hungry.
yeah. She'll probably end up using her her appendages to like push herself
Get
up
an
on the
extra-
walls
yeah.
to like stay out of the way. Yeah. But yeah, I'd like to lead him to the cafeteria, and then once I get there, I'll have Adam like run ahead and just grab any of the meat that's in there. I'm sure it's packed. It's probably frozen, but it'll do something.
Yeah, so
Adam,
Adam,
sorry.
so you got our outdoor party, you guys are going to be sprinting up the stairwell, and like halfway you're going to meet you're gonna basically see Abby basically with a bleeding arm, essentially leading Ogthalic down the main stairwell to try to like lead him somewhere.
Are you dripping blood onto the floor?
I don't think she cut herself that deeply, but probably a
Okay.
little bit, yeah.
Whenever there's a
Mhm.
drop, you see the giant tongue lash out like a
Mhm.
frog and lick up the blood.
Just guys, just
Pop it
stay
off,
back.
Franklin.
I got it. I got it.
Insecurity. Delicious.
Lots of that.
Did you look at anybody in particular when you said it, Og?
No, he says that as he licks the blood. Like he is
Okay.
Oh,
he
no.
is learning her characteristics from her blood.
Interesting.
Totes.
But only the negative ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Og feeds off of negativity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what the hell is happening?
He's hungry. I'm taking him to food. Just stay out of the way, please.
Are you sure?
He looks and locks eyes on Nat and attempts to reach for her. What was lost.
Stop it.
Now will rejoin.
What? What'd you say?
What was lost will now rejoin.
Stop. Power. I'm gonna use power. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. No. 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 No.
Y'all roll. It's a will roll for you, Ogthalic.
Isn't there I can take a mental consequence?
You can
You could, yes. If
you
if
can
I.
take a mental consequence.
I will take a mental
Oh my god, I
consequence
got a
because
0.
I feel like his hunger
Plus.
and his innate primal need is going to outweigh his will.
Okay.
So that's a plus. I got a 0 on that one, so that's just a 6.
Just a 6. But I'll take a mental consequence.
I don't like. Let me look it up. Because
No one is going to get perm-eated if this ever happens. Just saying. For party reference. I'm not in the business of killing off characters.
Mother. I get to
For the
decide.
record, I literally can't die, so I mean,
Yeah.
It's true.
He can't digest. Well, I don't know if he can digest me.
So
See, these are the things we should be checking on, people. Come on.
I mean, this is a good
Yeah.
way to test it.
I mean, Og could
guess.
Trojan horse all of you guys around the city. He just eats you guys and then regurgitates you at the scene.
Right.
I am the troop carrier.
yeah, you're our transportation.
It's a hell of a way to
Needs a
carpool,
butt?
that's for sure.
Yeah.
To the Ogmobile.
So Og, you can either follow Nat's order or take mental stress.
Mhm.
Now, here's the potential issue with taking mental stress. Nat is very convincing, even with a neutral role. I think there's potentially with her just innate fear, and honestly, like she can feel the hunger that Og is giving off. I think Nat might legitimately be concerned about the safety of herself and her friends, character to character. And so with a +6, I don't know what that mental stress is going to do to you. I'm trying to see how much.
Because right now, I think base it only gives us 2 boxes. How do we?
Yeah, so
how do
if
we up
if
those?
you don't have enough of a will score, you only have 2 stress. So that's a +1 and a +2 mental stress that you can take. You can forego the stress by taking consequences at 2, 4, at minor, moderate, and major. And that's 2, 4, 6. So like you can split it up in different ways if you would like to. So like if you want to take a moderate consequence that lasts for the session and then just mark off one of your mentals, and so you can basically take a moderate consequence, and you mark off your second mental stress, and you can then do what you want. That's how Nat is. I would say, Og, that it would be worth rolling a will to see if you have a better score, to see if you can like mitigate some of the potential mental damage that she's going to give you.
Okay. That's going to be 2.
A 2. Okay.
So.
Yeah. So you can just take a moderate consequence that will last for the session.
Moderate consequence. Okay.
Yeah. So we will call that just. I'll have to. You guys keep playing and role play, but essentially, Nat, you're gonna command, and for the first time in the past 2 days, someone's not going to do what you told them to do.
Yeah, that's
and then
terrifying as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got to come up with a moderate consequence that I can then potentially tap into later.
She's doing this and says it, and it doesn't work, and she like looks at her hand like, oh fuck.
He's going to lunge at her and attempt to get her into his mouth.
You're gonna vor me? What the fuck?
Theo
What?
is trying
Yeah,
to inter-
I'm gonna run forward to
Yeah.
try to, I guess, fight with the knife.
So I think
A lot of good that'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
So
jump? I have a little bit of athletics. Can I like jump out of the way? Oh god.
I would definitely say that Theo, because of his super agility, and you also have
my collateral damage ability is interception from super.
yeah. So
toughness.
depending on how well you roll, I would probably make it a physique or athletics roll to get in. If you can roll high enough, I would. You were right there by Nat, so I would say it's probably not terribly difficult to interpose yourself between Og and Nat. Also, I don't imagine, excuse me, I don't imagine Og is moving as quickly as he normally does because of he's kind of in like hunger zombie mode.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Except Theo can't roll tonight, apparently.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
damn,
still-
dude.
So physique, that's still a +2.
9.
Holy
He's physically
balls.
lunging.
So here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that story-wise, Og is gonna be able to grab Nat, and Theo, you're gonna be able to like that. You can be in between Og and Nat, but Og has already gotten her kind of in his grasp. So it's going to be kind of like you and Og are face to face, very, very close.
Ah, Nat, your necklace.
Oh shit, yeah. Can I try to like get in my pocket?
What is that?
It's in my pants pocket.
Brings over. I don't even think he's doing for all the drama. He's gonna just start bringing you close.
The whole time, I'm just like hitting him, like, stop, put her down. And he's just
The
ignoring
little
me
knife
completely.
is because I get +4 because I'm implacable. So
Yeah.
Can I
it just
try to get the locket out of my pocket? With like struggling, trying to get it out of my pants pocket.
Yeah, roll.
I will use a fate point to allow her to have her left hand in Og's hand, and her right hand can go into her pocket to grab it.
yeah, no.
Thank you.
If she wants to go for the locket, she can. This is all story. This is not like nothing's bad gonna happen kind of deal.
Going for the
This is-
locket.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
Pulling it out.
I tried to eat you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Touch it to his skin.
Stop it.
As he brings her in and the teeth close around her, you start to hear a sizzle. but you find yourself floating weightlessly in a dark void. And then you see a blue flame in the distance. And on that blue flame, like behind it, is a giant figure sitting on what looks to be a throne. The flame is on like this giant dais, and this throne is on this like shard in the void, just floating out there. The figure, as you are being pulled close, because the figure sees you and starts coaxing you over, you see that the figure looks like an Og. He has a shadow body. He has a mask. The mask is like a perfectly carved, like, statue of David. On one side, on the other side, it's cracked with a giant red eye staring at you. From his bust, from his bust up, is also that white bone armor that you see on Og's face, and he's kind of just sitting there. So another one who was touched has come to see me. Glorious. Never seen one try to go through the gate.
I don't think I'm supposed to be here. I really don't think I'm supposed to be here.
What is your name, human? And as he says that, you see like these other Og-like creatures come up. There's one that looks like he's riding a giant beast. The beast has a mask as well, but it looks like the rider and the beast are conjoined at the pelvis and like the back of the shoulder blades.
Like centaur style?
Like the creature looks like as if he's riding the beast, but they're connected. So think of a knight in a saddle, but there is no legs to the knight. They're conjoined. There is a pod of other Ogs that kind of they look like a chorus of like senators or people, and they are conjoined at this crab-like hub, and they're all just staring at you. What is she doing here? How did she get beyond the gate?
Before we answer that question, outside of Og's nightmare world, we just see her like disappear, right?
Neck on.
I don't know.
Og is writhing in pain. He just swallowed silver. That is like
so
he is like the sound that creatures make in Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. That it sounds like a cat hissing. As he's kind of like doing that and just like slamming against the walls. You have thwarted his attempts of eating anyone. He is angry, but he is also in pain. He just think of the original Warheads before they changed the formula, because the original Warheads were so sour they would eat through your cheek.
Yes.
That is what eating silver is like to him.
Oh, God.
What happened to Theo? Wasn't he in between them?
So Theo, I'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
So just so everybody knows, the moderate consequence I've decided for Riley is that he's potentially dangerous to his friends.
Is it?
So
How is that any different than any other game?
you're not wrong, but aspects are like, so stress and consequences isn't like a damage track really like we have in like other games like D&D. It can be things like it's a little more like reality, where like if you're in a fight and you get punched in the head once, that doesn't take you from like 10 hit points to 7 hit points. It's more like you're dazed and confused, and you might be able to take one more hit before you go down. So it can also, with mental stress and consequences, it can also summarize things like your reputation and the emotional state that people have around you. So yeah, totally up to you guys as far as like I think you're probably right, Daddy, that like Og has probably always been dangerous to his friends,
but
but
more so now.
yeah, for right now in this instance, you guys have known how dangerous Ogthalic has been, but in his current hungry and tired and almost animalistic state, you guys now are just acutely aware that he is no longer able to differentiate between ally and foe in his state right now. And because it is now a consequence and an aspect, as the GM, I can use that to compel actions and either get fate points from you, or I can move the action in certain ways that I couldn't otherwise.
So where is Nat?
Nat, as far as you know, she was eaten and swallowed and is currently inside of Ogthalic, who is currently writhing around like Zippy kind of described, like the Zelda creatures kind of he's making screeching noises. It's loud. You can see some of his claws as he's like trying to kind of like move himself. You can see deep gouges in the flooring, as like claws with 1 or 2 inches between each of them, just creating huge gouges and cut marks in the flooring. And Theo is there. You were kind of knocked over as Og brought Nat, and here's an idea that I'll float. That because Theo was in between Nat and Ogthalic when Og brought Nat in to eat her, do we want Theo to have been brought in either fully or partially, or did Theo kind of get out of the way and kind of self-preservation? Like, what do you guys think?
So the reason I'm thinking that Nat is beyond the gate is because of being ogged.
Right.
This is part of her permanent thing. She is, for all intents and purposes, immune to Og's hunger, meaning that she is recognized by the gate as a touched host, a host that has been bonded with one of these creatures. So
what would have happened? What would have happened
if she wasn't disintegrated and used for energy?
All right, so that's not what happened to Theo. So let's.
I had a question too.
Yeah.
In the hallway where we were currently walking, there would be like electric sockets, right?
Sure.
Yeah. You got to be able to plug in those Zambonis,
right?
Or whatever.
Yeah, of course. So
the floor cleaners.
So after
floor buffers.
Matt disappears, Adam's gonna run over to the nearest one, still holding the knife. He's gonna point it towards the socket. He's gonna hold the hand out towards Og.
Oh God!
Bring her back.
Nat's in there.
Okay. Make I would like you to roll a physique roll to basically see how much electricity out of the socket can you withstand.
That is a 7.
Shit. Okay. Hey, well, I'm gonna say that basically in his current state, Ogthalic is incapable of being
yeah.
like actively opposing. So let's so story wise, characters don't know this, players know this. We're gonna kind of resume this kind of cutscene because I'm super interested in what like this council of outsiders has to say about Nat. But the electricity, it's going to be cut short, or so it's kind of up to you as narrating, Zippy.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be cut short by the coursing of electricity. And how I have it in my head is that the electricity as pure energy is going to like almost ground Nat back home to like the material plane, for a lack of better language for it. And so this is going to be a quick visit to the outside. And then Nat's basically going to be regurgitated back out.
Oh yeah, no, that was the plan. Anyways, I was hoping that there was another way, but it's great. This is great. This still gets the thing. So yeah, you are on this shard just floating in the void. You have all of these Og eyes on you. You are not Ogthalic's host?
No, not exactly.
Yet you're a human and you are able to pass through the gate. That is quite the feat. We haven't had someone do that in quite some time. The giant crowned being stands up, and he is like bigger than Mega Og. And he steps towards you. You have shown promise being able to come here. What do you want? What would you ask the king of the outside?
Is that who I'm speaking to?
Yes, you are speaking to Agrulith.
Agree?
Rulith.
Really? Okay, I'll remember that. Is there anything I should know about Ogthalic? I guess maybe information would be important.
Oh, Ogthalic. He was the hardest to break, but he eventually fell. He was once known as Ogthantandalis, he who renews. But we broke him, and now he is our herald. You want something? We are coming. We will see you soon, Nat Jansen. And I think that's when a crack of lightning strikes the dais and kind of bifrosts Nat's body out of Og.
Yeah, so simultaneously, Nat, you're gonna feel I don't know, Nat's never been jolted by like 110 volts of electricity before.
No,
So,
probably not. I mean,
Um,
maybe during Odyssey of the Mind, maybe something shorted. I don't know, maybe, but
First time for everything, you know.
First time
it's
for
true.
everything. You're
You'll be
gonna
fine.
feel trying to decide. You're going to feel the strongest sense of static electricity that you've ever felt course across what seems like every individual skin cell on your body. Every piece of hair on your body stand straight up. Your normally kind of slick and well-groomed bob immediately just bursts into crazy scientist mode, and your back is going to just arc is going to bend back in a way that you would have thought previously impossible. Before you all of a sudden, you were feeling kind of, when visiting the court of the outside, it wasn't really a physical manifestation. You didn't, it was so short that you didn't really think about things like gravity and the feeling of something physical underneath the soles of your feet. But all of a sudden, now with your body laying fully back on the cold floor of Elizabeth Academy, staring up at the now blinking kind of that horrendous flashing that sometimes fluorescent lights do when the bulbs aren't plugged in all the way. This bright light flashing in your eyes, you all of a sudden feel very physically present as your body is in a full cold sweat. Cold sweat potentially mixed in with whatever saliva Ogthalic might have in his huge gaping jaws. You are
covered, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you're just covered and you're gross and you are tired, and laying next to you is a now completely visible Riley. Ogthalic for the moment is back asleep for right now. To the gang outside, this all happened in the span of maybe 5 or 6 seconds. It took Adam had a very quick reaction time, knew exactly what he wanted to do. So between the consuming of Nat and Nat laying back on the floor was only maybe 10 seconds or so. But Nat, you felt like you were in that place for much longer. Yeah.
Theo is standing above Riley with a sword up in 2 hands.
Don't. It's gone. It's fine.
Why not? Why shouldn't I do this? If he can't control that fucking thing.
It's not his fault.
I don't.
It's not just him. There's more of them. A lot more.
Then they can use him as a gateway then. I don't. Where did you go? What?
I don't know.
What does it matter? She's safe again. Let's hurry up and get back to the lab.
For how long? How many times is Og gonna take control and fuck up everything? Why is there? What's stopping Og from taking complete control and killing all of us? For killing everyone? Okay, Abby, he almost killed you earlier this evening when he threw you into a fucking car. I'm surprised you can walk after that. Riley's dangerous. Og's dangerous.
They broke him. That's what they said. They broke him.
And broke who?
He wasn't always like this. Octalic. He wasn't always Octalic. They called him something else.
He's like this now.
I need a second, okay? I need to think and I need to not be like this. But it's just, we need somewhere to put Riley for his own protection at this point.
Fate point. Riley was awake the entire time, and when he
I'll allow
heard that Theo said he's a danger, he got up on his feet and he just bolted.
I'm
And
chasing
everyone
after him.
sees there are little tears coming down his cheeks. But he's saying this right when you're monologuing to people.
Mhm.
So he's going to get up and start running, hopefully without resistance. That's my fate point.
I am giving chase if I can.
I'm going to, as the GM, I'm going to tap into that consequence that we just put in, where right now Theo and potentially others believe that Riley is a danger to himself and his friends. And so I'm going to spend one of my fate points to tap into that aspect to basically allow story-wise for Theo to start like giving chase to Riley. So Zippy, I
spend a fate point and you offer the fate point to tap into that aspect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind. I can either I can give you Zip a fate point to kind of allow it to happen, or because I think I'm cool with the fate point of Riley being aware of like and awake what's happening, but I personally, and it was kind of up to the group, I personally don't want Riley to be able to run off. I'm more interested in like Riley having to potentially maybe deal with some of the personal ramifications right now.
Okay.
So that's up to the group, but that's kind of my suggestion.
I am down.
Cool.
Yep.
So what I'm imagining happening is Riley, you're still exhausted and tired, and potentially the only reason why you're awake and able to kind of get going is the adrenaline of 110 volts coursing through your system and kind of giving you a bit of a jump start. But you, I'm gonna say you're just not at full physical condition, and it doesn't take much for Theo to be able to like get up to you. So now it's kind of Theo, however you want to handle and kind of talk to Riley.
I place my hand on Riley, turn him around, pick him up by the collar of his shirt, and slam him in against the wall. And I'm right up in his face. Riley, you goddamn son of a bitch. Do you have any idea what you are doing?
No. Fuckhead.
You are a danger to all of us. You have a responsibility. I saw you rip the house off of a roof. You ripped the roof off of a house. God damn it. You broke my bathroom window. You have been... I let him go.
I'm sorry that I don't have some mythical fucking god whispering in my ear telling me exactly how I'm supposed to be. I got myself a fucking shadow beast inside of me who is constantly hungry, and every time we try to get him food, somebody decides to stop. He needs food. If he does not get food, this happens more often. I'm trying to be responsible. I'm going to go find him food, even if I have to go eat a vagrant off the street.
Look, there has to be a better way. I'm not going to let you kill anyone. It doesn't matter if they're a vagrant.
then find me someone who's truly despicable that you wouldn't mind having me eat. That is that's the dilemma, Theo, that I face every day. Who is this person? Do they deserve to die? And whether or not Og deserves to eat. But right now we are starving him, and he is acting out due to being starved. He is trapped, and all he wants is food.
Jesus Christ, is this what happens when a mother doesn't love their child enough? Fuck.
He hauls off and he punches Theo.
Shit.
He saw that as him saying that to Riley.
Yeah.
Fuck.
If you got, I, the GM, don't know if we really need to like roll that. I just think it's, I mean, story wise, there's a punch thrown. If you guys want to like battle it out into a legit conflict, you can. But
Theo takes it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would hunger be considered a physical consequence or physical stress?
Yeah, I would say I haven't mechanically. There's nothing on Og's or Riley's character sheet talking about his hunger right now, but there could be that we just haven't talked about mechanically putting it down pen to paper.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what those voices have been whispering in my head? Those divine fucking voices have been whispering into my head, Riley. They've been whispering for me to kill you. Because you are a fucking danger.
Takes the sword and he places it. Do it.
But I'm not going to do that.
Oh,
If y'all are done with your pissing contest, maybe we can do something about this. All right?
Yeah. I don't really have a say, so I just want to co-sign.
Yeah. You're not worth it.
You were never worth it. That God should have chosen someone else. Someone who could actually do the job.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Abby has walked away, by the way. She left as soon as Riley started running.
Abby doesn't seem like someone who sticks around for confrontation.
No. She went to the cafeteria. She got a ton of meat, which she hates.
Ground beef.
Yeah.
ground beef.
Whatever they have. And she's just going to come walking back up. And she's going to drop it on the ground, adjust her glasses, and like just walk back to the lab. And Riley can see that her arm is cut and there is blood, a little bit of blood trailing down, and she kind of puts her hand over it to stop the bleeding.
Takes the plate. Doesn't say anything, and he just begins to walk off.
Walk off where? Toward the lab or away?
Away. He doesn't want to be... He wants to distance himself, especially after seeing Abby and what she had to do to control Og. And he is giving into Theo, saying that he is a danger. And he knows he's a potential danger, so he's removing himself from the situation. He's not going to leave the school.
How aware was Riley of, does he remember anything before waking up on the floor next to Nat? Like, was he conscious and aware of anything Og was doing in his kind of hunger zombie state?
As soon as Og consumed Nat, that's when he started to wake up. Okay. Because he started to feel whole again.
Gotcha. Okie dokie.
Should I look at Nat? shall I go?
Go back with Abby. I'll keep an eye on him.
Yeah. I walk into the lab.
Abby, LB, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm imagining Abby like attempting to power the spectrometer back on, like fiddling with some of the equipment, just like trying to like busy herself. And she's like, can't believe that I just unplugged it. I knew from like fourth grade.
I think she would wrap up her arm and then look at this mass spectrometer and then just like feel the stress and anxiety and then just like avoid it.
Okay.
and see what the chick is doing, what she's been able to do in the meantime.
Yeah, I was about to say like Divya's still been in the lab. She's been plugged in, both, literally and figuratively. So she was unaware probably of anything that happened downstairs. But yeah, she's been working, and she has found some stuff out that Divya will tell you, Abby. And who else is in the lab right now?
Yo.
Theo and Adam, you walk back in. Okay, so
it seemed like following Abby was better than following Riley.
Okay. Zippy and Greek said, do you guys want someone like would Nat want Franklin along with her, or do you guys just want to be story-wise up to you? If you would rather have a one-on-one convo with him, Nat, then okay, cool.
Just
so Franklin's up in the lab. Well, Franklin is he's not anywhere right now, as far as anybody here in the party knows. And I'll also say that Dylan has reappeared, turned himself back visible in the lab. Divya will tell you guys. So I spoke with the network tools here on the machine. Wow, this thing is really a lot faster than the gateway my dad has back at home. This Ethernet, very quick, can do a whole lot more than my 56K modem. Anyway, just figured out where this networking, this kind of second data flow was headed. This machine was keystroked, so literally every piece of data was being logged, and all of the results were copied and sent to it looks like a laboratory somewhere on the southeast side of the county. Easy to kind of assume it's a main lab. I can't breach their firewall from here, but seems like main labs was getting copies of everything.
But all of it?
Yeah, like literally like every keystroke. I mean, it knows Abby's password to log into the school network. It knows all of our test results that we just ran from the spectrometer and the DNA results. Like all of it was logged and sent to that lab.
So Adam looks horrified, and then he walks over to the computer, and he's just gonna grab it and try to pull all the electricity from it and just break it immediately.
Okay, roll a
it's
what do you roll to do energy absorption?
Physique with a +2 bonus for the energy absorption.
Go ahead and roll for me.
So that would be a 3.
Okay. The lights start to flicker, and Abby, if you were concerned about just unplugging the spectrometer and not putting it through its normal power cycle, all of the machines in the lab start to basically hard power off.
No.
And the fluorescent lights start to kind of flicker before there is a just general boom of lots of energy and lots of machinery that had a general hum to it that is now dead quiet in the lab.
Oh my gosh. That's so much money.
Ignoring that completely, he's going to go around and start grabbing bottles, beakers, I don't know, anything that can hold any amount of liquid. And then he's going to start going around and he starts grabbing stuff and looking at it. He turns, is this flammable?
No. Okay. No. We are not burning down the school. Okay.
Down the school.
Look, all of the things were logged as numbers. Nobody's name was attached to anything because that's not how the program works.
I don't care about that. If these guys at the labs know about us, we have to do something about that. I'm going to the lab.
Oh. You
Yeah.
want to burn down that lab?
Yeah. It wasn't that our original plan?
I mean,
And then
I
we
think should-
sidetracked here to try to examine something, and now it's kind of came back to bite us, Abby.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Is this flammable or not?
No. That's just saline solution.
Abby would know. Abby would know that there's not necessarily any flammable liquids in this lab, but across the hall and behind a locked door is the actual like the AP chemistry lab, where there's two labs that are back to back, and then there's like a room in between where all the actual chemicals are stored. And I mean, there's I'm just saying,
go that way.
Abby would know that there's stuff
Uh-huh.
there if she wants to share. I'll say that information was
Yeah.
Abby
I
knows
wouldn't
that.
know that.
I don't know if Adam has really paid attention in chem lab, but up to you guys.
There aren't any flammable materials. I mean, we could make flammable materials, but I guess not with all my machines down. I think if we're gonna do anything, we need a plan, and I don't want to just go running in somewhere and blowing stuff up. But if we're going to, tomorrow's probably the best day to do it since it's Sunday. It's late enough tonight that maybe nobody is in their system and notice that. I mean, it's got to just be a data dump, right? Like, and she just like the cogs are starting to turn in her head. She looks at Divya. Did it seem like anybody was accessing it from the other side?
I don't know. I couldn't get through the firewall to actually see. All I could basically tell is where the servers were located, but as far as actually getting on the servers, I've never really done anything like that before. It's a little different than hot wiring a car.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could try, but it would probably be easier to just, I don't know, go to the lab and we can get on the computers there and figure out what's stored there. And we were just talking about like, so all this stuff has happened to our DNA since the field day, right?
Mm-hmm.
All signs pointing to this lab is literally across the lake, half a mile in the woods from where we were. Makes sense to just go and figure out. We can figure out who's there, what's going on. Maybe we can find out why this has happened to us, and maybe there's even a way to reverse it. Like maybe there's an antidote fog machine that we could use.
Bless. You know what? And Abby just kind of looks at everyone. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Whoa. Not what I expected, but yes, let's do it.
Okay, so
We
that
should
was in the
let
lab.
Matt and Riley know.
Yeah.
Speaking of segues, you guys say that, and then it's like, oh my god, it was scripted, and all of a sudden the camera cuts to the lobby that sits in between the main gymnasium and the cafeteria, and there is a huge wall of windows out overlooking the football/soccer field, just kind of beyond the exterior of this portion of the main building. And there are no lights on inside of the building. A couple minutes after everybody walked up to the lab, Nat, the whatever kind of like emergency / nighttime lights were on here inside the building, they all flickered out and went out. There's still some like emergency lights outside, so like there's some light, and it's a pretty I don't let nobody look up the calendar to know if there's a full moon in early August 2008. So let's just say that there's moonlight coming in from the window, so you guys can still see. It's not pitch black or anything, but you and Riley kind of have this kind of open space here inside the building.
He starts picking up the frozen meat, and there's like this little black shadow, like tumor, just kind of like come up, and he's trying to give it the frozen meat, and it's like turning its face away. No, life. And he looks and he notices a rat. Yes, that will do for now. Riley, get it. And Riley just stumbles over and he picks up the rat as it begins to squirm and squeak. Do you want me to break its neck? No. Just give that to me. And then the little tumor opens up and goes around the rat's body and slurps up the tail. Oh, yes. I was getting the hangries. The hangries of hangries. See if there's more. If there's one, there's more. And Riley just starts frantically
watching. Like staying as far away as possible, but still just like staring daggers. And then for the rat, but
he doesn't even notice Nat's in the room with him until he like looks up. I guess he turns and he starts moving a table to look for a rat, and then just kind of like notices her there, and he just stops, and the tumor just kind of recedes itself back into Riley's body. What?
nothing. Forget I'm here.
Good. Well, if you're going to be around here, can you help me look for a rat? It's the only thing that Og will eat. He's not going to eat any of this dead shit.
Would there be a biolab that maybe kept live stuff as opposed to the biochem lab at all? No.
Do we have a Futures Farmer of America, an FFA?
We do have an FFA.
There is an FFA. I will say, they generally go off-site because you guys are kind of in the middle of like just on the outside of like downtown metro area, and so there aren't a whole lot of like.
Would they
no
have
livestock
chickens?
being kept?
Could they keep chickens in the city?
Would you like to spend a fate point to say that there's a chicken coop on the school property?
Sure. Why not?
All right. I don't care if it's, Riley or Nat's fate point, but if someone wants to spend a fate point to say that there's like a chicken coop or whatever, yeah, sure. We can say it's a 4-H project. I don't know if we have
also
4-H or it's up to you Greek said if it's FFA or 4-H. I don't know if they coexist.
I was thinking it was FFA. Yeah, because there was
Cool.
FBLA and there was an FFA too.
Right, FFA.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken coop.
FFA has a chicken coop.
Chickens. The little tumor pops up. Chickens. Oh, yes. Oh, Maggot. Oh, you are a savior.
Mm-hmm.
Food. Riley, go.
Come on.
Right.
We go find chickens.
We can skip past any live chicken eating. We can if we want to just say it was easy to get into the chicken coop and easy for Riley / Ogthalic to grab a few chickens and eat the chickens. If this seems like the less of potential evils that feeding Ogthalic might entail, we can just roll with that.
Cool.
I don't know if we need to RP the eating of live feathered chickens.
No,
It could be fun.
it-
In my head, it's like the Tasmanian devil spins around. There's grunting and his feathers go flying.
Og comes out. He's like his normal kind of beefed up self, not the over exaggerated, emaciated. He's gotten some kind of live food. There's a considerable void of chickens in there. There probably was like 20, and now there's like 4.
0.
Ozzy in chat said Og was picking up some chicks.
Oh, well done. Well done. Snaps.
Snaps.
We'll have another chicken.
Oh,
Fuck the king.
that was good. Thank you, Nat.
Ogthalic, I have a question for you.
Of course.
Zip's going to have to remind me of the name. What was Ogthalic's name before he was Ogthalic?
Og Than Tantalus.
Tantalus. Okay. Does the name Ogthantantalus mean anything to you?
He recoils at the name. No one knows that name. Why do you?
Do you remember Ogthantantalus?
I'm not allowed.
Not allowed what?
Not allowed to remember. That was
Really?
before. That was before the exile.
What if I could let you remember?
Black streams start coming down the mask. Please don't.
Why?
I don't want to remember.
Why?
I used to be a paragon. Humans used to look up to me. Now they run in fear.
Why wouldn't you want to go back to that?
Because that's
Why
not the
would-
world we live in anymore, Nat. You can thank your angels and your demons. They sent us all out beyond the gate, and we were tortured. And he grabs his mask and he starts ripping it off, and you can see that there is an inky black face underneath it with teeth. But he doesn't show you fully, and he puts it back down. We were given these, and he taps the mask. It's their control over us.
Whose control over you?
The old ones. the ones who live in the outside.
I spoke to the king.
You went beyond the gate.
Apparently.
That is a development. How was it? Did you enjoy my home before I inhabited Riley? Was it fun? Did you get to see all the wondrous things that I had to endure? Did you see my brothers and my sisters and my siblings? How is
think so.
Ogrethy? He was the
He
first.
said they're coming.
Oh, they are. When I get that hungry, the closer they get. I am their herald, but I do not want them here. They can rot out there. I just came back. I'm just regaining whom I once was. But I want to start anew. Before, Ogthandandalis means he who renews. I take old things and I destroy them, and in their place I make something new. War. The bodies would be disintegrated and used for trees, forests. Cities would be destroyed and new cities would be rebuilt. I would help with that. I would have to kill people to do so. I'm trying to do things differently.
I don't think that's what we need.
Then what do you need?
We need help. Not that kind of help.
You helped me, you got me food. So I will help you. What is it that you want?
I want you to remember who you were.
Fine. But you get to experience too. And he places a giant hand onto Nat. But he places it over and then he touches her forehead with his index finger. And it's going to tie into the power horrifying to behold. But that's how we're flavoring it. That's how he's showing it. Because I put a mental consequence, but it's really just him flashing visions. And you see this giant of a man. He looks like a giant buffed up furbolg. Nose, long red hair that's braided. He's wearing a headband that has two horns. He's on haunches because he has two cloven feet, and he's holding a giant tree in one hand. And you see people on their knees worshiping this being, Ogthandandalis. He would go up to these old buildings and he would destroy them. They just kind of Thanos snapped, just disappeared. And then Rome started to be built. He helped that. He would go and he would see all these other beings as well. There's one that is giant. He is the size of a mountain and he's just sitting there staring. But he's the one leaning on Mount Everest. You see another one on the top of this mountain, and they look similar. They're wearing hoods and helmets that are similar to the ones that you saw in the void, the ones that were kind of all connected, the chorus, and they're helping humans by giving them advice and stuff. And then it smash cuts. There is a gateway in the sky. Tentacles and other horrors start dropping out of it. Angels, demons fighting it back. And then there's the summit. And then they send these guardians out beyond the gate. But the angels and demons don't come with them. The gate behind them slams, and they are stuck on the outside. Smash cut back to reality.
Okay. So we keep you fed and they don't come, is what you're telling me?
They don't come through me. They are coming, one way or another.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
I never wanted to hurt anyone. I just needed food. Riley did not approve of me eating you.
I'm sure. Maybe we should get back with the group. We have some planning to do. Short and long term, it seems like.
Very well. I will hop in the back seat, as it were.
Thank you for that.
I do not think the other group wishes to see me. Or Riley.
They're a little upset. You could say.
They're very.
Can you really blame them?
No, I cannot. It's one of the things I admire about you. Humans. And he just shifts back into Riley. Riley has his jacket on.
You get all that?
I already knew.
Right.
It's.
Come on, let's go.
It happens every time I close my eyes. Same movie reel over and over again. I don't like to sleep. I don't like to close my eyes. He starts walking out. 2 days of it. Can't sleep for 2 days. Sucks.
I bet. I don't see much either, you know? Coffee.
Let's go back to the lab.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna basically walk into the lab as what amounts to be a war council full of 17 people ready to go. I think between Abby and Adam, they've riled each other up to the point of potentially like, yeah, we're gonna go burn this motherfucker down and we're just gonna handle it. And on like Adam is like trying to come up. Basically, Adam's trying to get Abby to tell him the proper like ratio of chemicals to be able to like create one of those like green flame bombs, and Abby is like,
I feel like that's unnecessary. If we want to just blow it up, just throw these two together and it'll explode.
yeah. So
I mean,
now
if
you
we
walk
want it
in
to
on
look cool.
two of your friends becoming pipe bomb makers.
Did I miss something?
No, look, guys. So you gotta.
Not really, no. Just the fact that all of the information that we've gathered has been hijacked by the lab, and if we want to protect our privacy, we need to go immediately. And with the plan.
Log my computer.
Yeah, they
Okay.
did. And then I had to kill her computer. I mean, it's dead now.
Yeah.
It's dead now. Okay. All right. I'm assuming that like the goo of Og has just now kind of crusted over. It's been several minutes. It's just sort of there.
If you
It
say
looks
so.
pretty good. Who am I to say?
I need some me time.
Og's mouth is rather dry.
Okay, so I'm good then. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's take some time and come up with a plan. And
I have a plan. Because we're going to go
Great.
there. I'm going to use this, and I hold up a liquid that I hope is flammable, and I'm going to look to Abby. Is this saline again?
We have a plan. Divya's gonna look in the computers and remove all traces, and then we're gonna blow it up.
we're gonna blow up the whole app.
I'm sorry. I had zoned out. Just like that, we're gonna blow it up.
Yeah, let's put things into perspective, okay? They know who we are. There's no normal after this. So unless we manage to remove their files on us, our lives are over. Particularly mine, but that's okay.
All right. Then let's go. Bust through the
Okay.
door.
I mean, let's
Copy
light
What
this
do you
candle.
need, I guess.
He ate.
Daddy.
I did it with chickens. I love chickens. They're always full of fear. Little hearts race. Fears is delicious. Not as much as love, but
Abby, you were you gonna say something?
Abby's just very perturbed. If you guys have not picked up on it yet, Abby is vegan. She doesn't talk about it very much, but she is, and she's very upset about all this.
I'm not gonna make it low hanging fruit. I'm really proud of myself. Okay. Are there any? Sounds like you guys want to head to the lab. Is there anything? Do you guys want to stay the night? Let's say you guys are approaching like midnight, with all the tests being run, and hopping beyond the gate to the outside, and subsequent conversations where it's you guys have spent a couple hours here back at the school, approaching midnight.
That's a lot of
You
time
guys
to
want-
find explosive materials.
Okay. So yeah,
I-
do you guys basically spend time prepping and then do this during the day to Sunday? Do you want to do it at night, Sunday night? What are you guys thinking?
If we go
Nighttime.
now,
I'm not the planning guy. I'm just the
Yeah.
get
I'm
over
very
the
We don't-
emotional and act irrationally guy.
We don't want to hurt anybody, so I feel like nighttime is when there's less likely to be people there.
Main Industries is huge. There's always going to be people there.
Well, maybe we pull the fire alarm before we blow the place up. I don't know.
Man,
We take
if
them
only
by
there was
surprise.
one of us who could disable them without actually causing them harm.
Davia is actually going to perk up. I was like, wait, are you talking about you or are you talking about me? Because I think both of us could technically like handle the alarm. I mean, in different ways, but I just didn't know if you were talking about me or if you were talking about you.
I'm.
I think we should go in stealth. I mean, we still don't really know how to use our powers as much as we'd like to think we do. So less people interaction, the better. And I got a little excited, and I'm sorry. I don't want to blow the whole place up. I just want to blow up their server room.
Just everything with our information on it. Yeah, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I dig the gusto.
cool. I can cause a distraction.
Nope. Mm-mm. No.
I'm actually quite
Everyone's
okay with this.
so opposed to that.
I am not. No, I think that's a great idea in this instance.
You know how hard it is for us to be stealthy. He's
Yeah,
not.
I'm
He's
not-
not bulletproof unless he's me.
I kind of gesture to my armor. Yeah, I'm not exactly the stealthiest person either.
Yeah, and one of my core powers is that I can explode. I don't know about stealth and how that's going to work for us.
But I
But
mean,
if
we
we-
have a person that turns invisible in our cadre here. I'm a gesture over to Dylan.
Dylan has been quiet. He's
Dylan,
there.
do you know how to turn other people invisible? Like, if you touch someone, can you turn them invisible with you?
I know I was able to pull people through walls during the bus accident, but that might have been more,
Adrenaline.
trying to save people's lives and the adrenaline and stuff. And but I
Do you
haven't
want to try?
Yeah,
She'll
that's
just
a good
hold her
idea.
hand.
Nat, yeah, I'll grab his hand.
Just try?
Do you need to be in danger?
Riley,
Knock it off.
I am just saying, if his power
you've
is
done
triggered
enough
on
tonight,
fight or
Riley.
flight,
So, you guys, who's grabbing on to
I'll do it.
Dylan's hand?
That'll do it.
You hold on to his hand, and he kind of like squints up, and Nat, you kind of like have to like grimace a little bit because his grip on your hand gets really, really tight as he's basically trying to. You get the sense that he's trying to squeeze the invisibility out of himself.
Oh,
And
is he sweaty?
it's like taking a
yeah,
really
your palms are sweaty.
all of a sudden to everybody else,
Knees weak.
both Dylan and Matt
Palms again.
turn invisible.
good. Can you do it without looking constipated?
You look down and you
Hey.
can't. You can feel your hand, like you know where your hand is, and you wave it in front of your face, but you can't see it. And you know that you're holding Dylan's hand, but you can't see either one of you.
Oh my God, Dylan, you did it!
Hey, good job, Dylan. I knew you had it in you. And I like reach out to pat his shoulder, just
Smack him in the face.
A couple of tries, you really
Yeah.
feel. Yeah, you get the side of his face, like his mouth a little bit before finding his shoulder. But it's there. So he all of a sudden, like, he ends his power and lets go of Nat's hand, kind of all of a sudden, and all the attention on him. He just kind of gets a little embarrassed and a little red in the face, and goes, "Oh yeah, so yeah, apparently I can make other people invisible too.
That's
I
awesome.
don't know if I can like chain that along for a bunch of people, but
Do you want to try it? I mean, we've got all night.
I say not to strain it. I feel like if Dylan takes Divya to the server room, Divya can either talk to the machines or set the charges. Theo and I can go start a riot out front. I mean, he's God powered and I'm virtually indestructible unless, of course, you have silver. Ow, thanks.
You ate me, okay?
Wasn't my choice.
Uh-huh.
You were delicious. Not really. Maybe.
Gross.
I feel like that's a thing a woman doesn't want to hear.
No.
That is.
I'm here. I'm ready to
Daddy, no. Daddy, no.
Low hanging fruit,
All right.
guys. We're above that.
Yeah, we are about that.
Abby and
So-
Adam can go through the
I
back
said nothing.
door. Abby, you can
How are we-
scale walls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can. Og and
we
I
can
can
duke
cause
it.
all sorts of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we can duke it out. Cause a fight. They try to come break it up. We get into the fight with them. They call more backups. Then all of their forces are diverted on us.
Yeah, but what if they capture you?
I'll
Yeah.
be there, and I will tell them all
The
to stand
jacket
down.
just starts like slamming a fist.
I'll stay with the two of them, and if anything gets out of pocket, either on their side or on ours, then I'll do what I gotta do.
Okay, you guys weren't in here when this happened, but the thing that they released altered our DNA. Okay? They know what they released. If they choose another chemical that affects that, then they could kill you instantly with a gas and leave everyone else fine. Or they could have tranquilizers that are so powerful they knock both of you out. Or all three of you. I'm just saying probably stealth is the best option. All of
Sounds like
Or
a trip.
all the more reason we should go scorched earth and just go shock and all, break in, handle things before they get a chance to react. Just saying.
Stealth works if we can be stealthy. I can't be
I can't.
stealthy.
Yeah.
Riley, how many times have you broken into places?
Yeah, how many of those times was I, metaphysically bonded to a creature from the outside?
It's a symbiotic relationship, right?
I don't know. I am not a parasite.
Okay.
Okay.
So, just be quiet. You can tell him what to do with your body, right?
I was tasked to protect this one. I made a promise. I made a promise to Fiona.
What?
Who?
The blood dictates the host.
Wait, what happened to your mom?
Who's Fiona?
Fiona's my mom, Abby.
Oh. Oh.
Was
The one that was used to open the gate to the outside.
Wait. What? What happened?
She's gonna lean over.
My My mom was murdered by my father. Abby let my father go. You said some very colorful things about one's mother. I punched you. Are the dots connected, Costa?
Yeah, no, I heard. I know something about this, but I can't grasp it.
Yeah,
Wh-
remember
whatever.
you guys made Nat use her memory powers to remove Theo's memory of what happened to Riley's mom.
That was
So-
accidental, though. I didn't mean to do that. It was just the secret.
Look. Okay. Riley. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry about your window.
No,
And I look over at Dylan. Honestly, I am extremely sorry about your house. But your dad came at me with a gun.
Yeah. It's hey, nobody got hurt, right?
Well,
Except for
I mean,
your uncle.
We don't care about
Hmm.
Oh, Abby,
Anyway.
are you hurt? Are you okay, Abby? Were you?
I'm okay. I just a little bruised.
Yeah,
He's
cars.
kinda,
Fucking
so
sucks being
red
thrown into them,
because,
right?
Embarrassed.
Sorry.
Are you really, or are you just saying it?
Well, seeing as though I live longer than you, your lifespans only cover 100 years. Everything will probably be forgotten in 150, maybe even less. So no, I'm not sorry. But if it makes you feel better, then I am.
It doesn't make us feel better if you quit attacking us.
Divia's gonna. Okay, we're getting sidetracked from the thing and the
Off topic.
plan
Off topic.
and the lab. Everybody's feelings are really bumming me out. Can we are we doing this? Are we splitting up and doing a distraction force on the outside and stealth force?
I think that's the best way to bottleneck the forces that would be patrolling the halls. They would have to respond, especially if it's something outside their scope.
I'm gonna lean into Abby and kind of whisper, but still loud enough where the rest can hear it. That means they would send the military units, their heavy forces, outside away from us, guaranteeing a better chance we would be successful.
Yeah, but
Look,
Okay, so
if Og can't kill me, then what do you? I mean, other than dropping me into his maw, which I don't want to find out. Then what are the chances of some minimum wage mall cop puke with a gun at a lab? What do you think he's going to do to me?
And as long as they don't have the powers of Adam, their tasers do shit to me.
you know, this genetic manipulation that they did on us in an aerosol thing, it shouldn't have been available for like 50 years. We don't know what they have.
Yeah.
all right,
but they
so
don't-
then
They don't know that
Terrigen
we're
mist.
coming for them.
They don't
we
know
don't
what
let them take the opportunity. We
Oh
don't
my
let them
gosh.
take the opportunity. We create a distraction. We make the distraction really loud, real big, Latin large monsters breaking things, and then we go have them follow us, but we give them the slip, and then y'all get to do your thing, and then you can get out.
Guys, I just thought of something terrible. What if they've already tested this on people? What if they have people who are like us?
And that's where we're going to end for the night.
Oh, shit.
Thank you, LB,
No!
for the alley-oop. Just
Yeah, that's
loving it like Zion from the half-court line.
Oh, damn.
it.
Third month crazy time. Okay. So we are quickly approaching 8 o'clock. We don't want to run over our friend Walk the Plank's time. So real quick, for the plan next week, are you guys doing this tonight? Or are you doing it during the day on Sunday? Or are you doing it Sunday night?
I thought Abby had suggested Sunday because there'd be less staff present.
Yeah, Sunday night would probably work
Sunday
fine.
night.
Sunday night.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd give us a day to prep.
So if you guys are cool, you guys, so
Just saying.
for both my benefit and the benefit of the audience, if it's cool, we're going to, if you guys can talk amongst yourselves off stream to figure out what kind of setup or things you kind of want to gather ahead of time, we can knock that out first thing next week, and then we will have you guys go to the secret lab outside of the lake and park and do this thing.
Kick some
Kick
ass.
some ass. Thank you guys so much, chat and fellow heroes, for joining us for another episode of Young Heroes of Fate. Great episode of more intra-party conflict and massive lore dumps on the side of Ogthalic and the Outsiders. We'll see what happens next week when they try to infiltrate the high-tech lab of potentially the company that made them. So starting with Zippy, quick plugs before we wrap up. Just let the people know if they can find you anywhere else throughout the week.
I'm Zippy Zippo. You can find me on my channel at Zippy_Zippo. Or you can find me on Twitter at gaming.exp. I do a bunch of stuff, and I will always retweet when I'm part of things, just so we can get wrapped up a little bit quicker.
Hi, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on Twitter at GreekSid. I am here on Sundays. I am over on Gratuitous RP on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern for a really cool homebrew D&D 5e game. And then on Saturdays over at Greyhawk Channel, I am doing the Rise of the Temple of Elemental Evil, and that is at 12 o'clock Eastern over there on Greyhawk. So check me out there.
Cool. I'm LB Hackabup. You can find me here. And then on Mondays and Tuesdays, I am on the Indoor Adventurer channel doing a homebrew campaign. And then on Tuesdays, we are like in the very final 1 to 2 episodes of our Waterdeep Dragon Heist episodes. And it's exciting and sad. And then we're going to be doing Curse of Strahd. So, woo, new characters.
Woot woot.
Yeah.
Woo. Hi everyone, I am Lazybones over on Twitter and Lazybones TV over on Twitch. I stream very irregularly because my real life is very hectic, but I will be retweeting things when I am part of them, and if anyone wants to play, hit me up. So I'm always down.
And I'm Daddy Warbucks. You can find me on all the things as at Daddy Warbucks. And if you're interested in more D&D content, we stream every day over at my Twitch channel.
Yes, and I am Zach Hall, and this is my only game that I stream on the internet, but I am currently planning on potentially doing more. So if you're a fan of things like, I don't know, like things like The Expanse and Star Trek and other like science fiction style stuff, I'm currently working on something. So if you want to check out my Twitch channel, I might be doing some game ideation prep stuff over on my Twitch channel, just twitch.tv/ZachHall. And you can follow me on Twitter, ZachHall_. where I am just a big old emo boy about everything. Great session, everybody. I'm super excited. I've been prepping the secret lab for like 2 weeks, so I'm super excited that we're now getting to it. It's going to be.
Oh God.
I'm super excited. I'm like, oh my God. So
Oh
excited.
God.
So thank you all for tuning in. If you missed the show, make sure that you check out the VOD here on the Encounter Roleplay Twitch channel. You can check it out later in the week on Encounter Roleplay's YouTube channel. Just click into their playlists tab and you'll find all of the Young Heroes of Fate episodes. You can also download us as a podcast. Just search for Young Heroes of Fate wherever you listen to podcasts, and we will be there. If we're not where you like to listen to podcasts, let me know on Twitter, and I'll be happy to get us to you and your preferred podcasting platform. Episodes normally go up a couple of days after Sunday, so normally like Wednesday nights. So thank you all for tuning in. This is so much fun. Thank you to all my players. You guys are so great. I like you a whole lot. It's been a ton of fun. So
We like you a whole lot too.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is a
shucks.
grand old time.
So we will be back next week with the invasion of the secret lab. But until then, we'll see you on everywhere else that these beautiful people play D&D and RPGs. Go watch them. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
I'm gonna keep waving.
Keep waving, guys. Oh, guys. Hello, cat.